I believe that no one who fights for this country should ever have to fight for a job when they come home. Over the past decades, more than 3 million service members have transitioned back to civilian life. And now that the war in Iraq is over and we're starting to wind down the war in Afghanistan, over 1 million more of those outstanding heroes, they're going to be joining this process of transition back into civilian life over the next few years. Now just think about the skills these veterans have acquired at an incredibly young age. Think about the leadership they've learned. 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds leading platoons into unbelievably dangerous situations, life or death situations. Think about the cutting-edge technologies they've mastered. Their ability to adapt to changing and unpredictable situations. You can't get that stuff from a classroom. I mean, these kids, these men, these women, they've done incredible work, and that's exactly the kind of leadership and responsibility that every business in America should be wanting to attract, should be competing to attract. That's the kind of talent we need to compete for the jobs in the industries of the future. These are the kinds of Americans that every company should want to hire. Because veterans make outstanding workers. So today I'm taking executive action that will make it easier for a lot of companies to do the same thing. And I've told the story before of a soldier in the 82nd Airborne who served as a combat medic in Afghanistan, saved lives over there, earned a Bronze Star for his actions. But he came home here to Minnesota, met him on our way to Cannon Falls. When he first came home, he couldn't even get a job as a first responder. Think about it. This guy's out there taking care of troops who were wounded in action, couldn't initially get a job. So then he took classes through the post-9/11 GI Bill, classes that he could have taught, just so he could qualify for the same duties at home that he had performed every day at the war. Let me tell you something. If you can save a life on the battlefield, you can save a life in an ambulance. If you can oversee a convoy or millions of dollars of assets in Iraq, you can help manage a supply chain or balance its books here at home. If you can maintain the most advanced weapons in the world, if you're an electrician on a Navy ship, well, you can manufacture the next generation of advanced technology in our factories like this one. If you're working on complex machinery, you should be able to take those skills and find a manufacturing job right here at home. But unfortunately, a lot of returning heroes with advanced skills like these, they don't get hired simply because they don't have civilian licenses or certifications that a lot of companies require. At the same time, I hear from business leaders all the time who say they can't find enough workers with the skills necessary to fill open positions. 80% of manufacturers say this, according to one survey. So think about it. We got all these openings and all these skilled veterans looking for work, and somehow they're missing each other. That doesn't make any sense. So that's where executive action comes in. That's where we're going to fix it. Today, I'm proud to announce new partnerships between the military and manufacturing groups that will make it easier for companies to hire returning service members who prove they've earned the skills our country needs. Soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, if they've got skills in machining or welding or weapons maintenance, for example, you'll have a faster track to good-paying manufacturing jobs. Service members with experience in logistics or maintenance on the front lines, they'll have a faster track to jobs in those fields here at home. I've also directed the Department of Defense to establish a new task force charged with finding new opportunities for service members to use the skills they've learned in the military to gain the relevant industry credentials, the civilian certifications and licenses, so that it doesn't cost them and they don't necessarily have to go back to school for 3 years and take out a whole bunch of student loans when potentially they could do it quicker, more inexpensively, and get on the job faster. We're talking about jobs in manufacturing and healthcare and IT, in logistics, for first responders, so that returning combat medic that I spoke about, he doesn't have to prove himself over and over again. So this task force first action is going to create opportunities for up to 126,000 service members to gain the industry-recognized certifications for high-demand manufacturing jobs like the jobs right here at this plant at Honeywell. And this builds on the Skills for America's Future Partnership that we launched last year with the National Association of Manufacturers to provide 500,000 community college students with industry-recognized credentials that will help them secure good manufacturing jobs. And all of this builds on the steps we've already taken to make sure our returning heroes come home able to share in the opportunities that they have defended. Because when our men and women sign up to become a soldier, a sailor, an airman, Marine, Coast Guardsman, they don't stop being a citizen. When they take off that uniform, their service to this nation doesn't stop. Think about previous generations. Well, today's veterans are the same. When they come home, they're looking to continue serving America however they can. And at a time when America needs all hands on deck, they've got the skills and the strength to help lead the way. Our government needs their patriotism and their sense of duty. That's why I ordered the hiring of more veterans by the federal government. We've hired more than 200,000 so far. Our economy needs their outstanding talent. That's why I pushed hard last year for tax breaks for businesses that hire unemployed veterans and wounded warriors. And I'm proud to say that both parties in Congress came together to get that part done. That's why we launched free personalized job search services through the Veterans Gold Card program and an online Veterans Job Bank to help veterans find jobs that meet their talents. By the way, if there are any veterans here who need those services, you can find that at whitehouse.gov/vets. And then later this month, the VA will hold a jobs fair in Detroit where 12,000 more opportunities will be available to veterans. And that's also why I challenge business leaders to hire 100,000 post-9/11 veterans and their spouses by the end of next year. Because don't forget our military families. They're serving alongside our veterans. Michelle and Joe Biden. That's Michelle Obama and Joe Biden. Just in case you were curious. You might not know which Michelle I was talking about. They're leading this effort with respect to military families nationally. It's called Joining Forces, to mobilize all of us, to support today's military families and their veterans. And so far, the good news is participating businesses have hired more than 70,000 veterans. And they've pledged to hire 175,000 more in the coming years. And I want to thank Honeywell, not only for being an active partner in this initiative, but right here, Honeywell has hired 900 veterans over the past year and for employing 65 veterans just here at Golden Valley. So give them a big round of applause. Proud of them. Proud of them. You know, standing up for our veterans, this is not a Democratic responsibility, it's not a Republican responsibility. It's an American responsibility. It's an obligation of every citizen who enjoys the freedom that these heroes defended. So we got to meet our obligations today, just like folks here at Honeywell are doing. And as Commander-in-Chief, I want all of our service members and veterans to know we are forever grateful for your service and your sacrifice. Just like you fought for us, we'll keep fighting for you. For more jobs, more security, for the opportunity to keep your families strong, because you'll help us keep America on top in the 21st century. We're going to keep fighting, just as you did, to show just why it is that the United States of America is the greatest nation on earth. God bless you. God bless America.